All right, everyone. Hopefully you're doing well. What a day, what a day. So this is day 922 of my Velocity Ranking Journal. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so for July, just a recap, income was $6,690. That came from my W-2 job and also my investments. I have a number of properties that I obtained in the Atlanta area by just couch surfing. Giving my roommate the bedroom, and we were together for about six or 7 years. I was able to build up my wealth and my income, and was able to acquire 4 properties. Lost one in the bankruptcy. I got greedy. So this additional income is coming from the rental property that I did on my own. But if you got a partner and you can get a roommate and y'all can come to some sort of agreement, you too can be a multimillionaire. All right, let's jump on in. So the expenses for last month in July, $6,142.26. The cash flow was $548. Now, in looking at what I did today, partial rental income came in. That was $600, and then $6.89 came in. For cash rewards, all into Bank of America. Okay, so Bank of America has $606.89. I moved that over to Navy Federal and deposited. Navy Federal held $606.89. In addition to that, I'm still dealing with the Reflect card, and as you know, so far, I put 2 to 3 of my W-2 incomes onto the Reflect card to bring down the average daily balance, but I'm also using it to make some charges. And that's the principle of velocity banking. Any money that you have, any time that you have, throw it at your debt. So right now, the debt that I decided on was on a Wells Reflect card. 3 months ago it was at $7,500, and now it's down to $39.52.12. So as soon as I got that rental income today and I got that cash reward today, I moved it over to Wells Fargo, and this was the current balance, $39.52.12. That brought the balance down to $33.42.23. Now, Wells Fargo also sent me what's called a SuperCheck, and they're giving me till the 31st of this month to use it, in which I can use the limit on my credit card to pay myself, pay off a loan, do whatever I need to. The limit on the credit card is $7,500, and there's a 3% fee, but we'll get to that. So, again, the balance started off today, $3,952.12. I brought over that $606.89 from Navy Federal. That brought it down to $33.42.23. And because I'm going to use a super check, which we'll get to a minute, and trying to get to it, but also with my income coming in. So my W-2 income of $1845.13 is coming in. I get 2 checks a month at $1845.13. That's my W-2 income. 1 full income check is going toward whatever debt tool that I'm trying to pay off, and the remainder is going toward housing and other bills. Okay? So, I'm going ahead and put $1,500 on the card, and when I get paid Thursday or Friday, then I'm going to put it back. I'm taking that $1,500 out of my home equity line of credit, which I'm also using for velocity banking. Okay, so that has a balance of, I think, $58,000 on it. Okay, so I pull $1,500 from the HELOC, also place it on the credit card. Now, when I get paid Thursday or Friday, and put that $1,845.13, that's my W-2 income, and I get 2 W-2 incomes a month from it. So again, this is something that I'm not telling my clients just to do but I'm practicing that myself. I'm taking my entire W-2 income and putting it on this debt tool or weapon that I'm trying to pay down. Okay, so when the $1,500 come in, that's going to put a balance of $1,842.23, and these two are going to hit tonight. And then Thursday or Friday when I get paid, I'm also going to put the $1,845.13 on here, and then that leaves the credit card maybe with a negative $290. So this is a super check that Wells Fargo offered me until the 31st of this month to transfer money in. So I'm clearing out the Wells Fargo Reflect card, which has a limit of $7,500. There's going to be a 5% fee on top of that to use the check. I have 3, but I'm only going to use 1. And I'm going to write myself a check for $7,125 and use that to pay off some other credit cards, because this balance transfer would allow me to go 12 months interest free. Now I have some other credit cards. I have maybe $13,000 debt or more that's out. So this is going to give me an additional 12 months of free. And on top of this credit card, this Reflect card is also 21 months free. Now I did all this by improving my credit through Velocity Banking, where I started with this very same credit card at $7,560. So I was over the limit in 2023, but I've improved my credit. I was able to get 2 HELOCs, and now I have multiple credit cards at 0%. I'd be more than happy to work with you to also show you these strategies. So that's pretty much it. Again, just as a recap, $600 came in today as rental income. $689 came in cash reward. It hit Bank of America. I then shifted that $606.89 to Wells Fargo, paid down that Reflect card, which is the debt weapon, a debt tool that I'm currently using. And then I pulled another $1,500 because of being able to use this check. And I ran the interest. So when I pull this from this check and pay off some credit cards, if I would have just had $7,100 on the other credit cards at 25% interest, that would have been $4.88 per day, about $146 a month in interest, and then 1% of the principal. So I plan on paying, or I'll do part two. But this here, if I had $7,100 in cash on the credit card debt, it would have taken me 5 years or 55 months at $220 to pay it off, and I would have had to pay $48.73 on whatever credit card I'm now wiping out with the 12%. And that'll be in part two. I'll go ahead and make a part 2 today. All right. So this is part 1. So I'll see you in a few minutes in part 2. Have a great day. Bye-bye.